Hi guys, this is Diane here from the Design Creative, and today I'm going to show you how to use WordPress in 10 minutes. Now, I'm going to automatically assume that you already have installed WordPress, you know how to log into WordPress. So basically this is just going to be talking about the menu items in WordPress. We're not going to be talking about how to make a theme or anything like that. We're just going to be talking about what the hell WordPress is and how we can use it. So individually we'll go through all of these options here, and I will talk a little bit about it. And if you want to go more into depth, I'll recommend you have a look at the WordPress Codex to find out more information about all of these things. So first of all, I'm using a test site at the moment that has 11 pages and 3 posts, and usually the first thing when you log into your WordPress installation, you are greeted with this dashboard, and the dashboard isn't really anything to worry about too much. The dashboard is just like a shortcut guide to certain features in your WordPress installation, as well as some other bits and pieces, and you can customize the dashboard. If you go over here to screen options, you can pick what you would like to display and what you don't like to display by checking and unchecking certain features. So if we just have a quick look at what this is here. So it says welcome to WordPress. We've assembled some links to get you started, and as you can see there's a bunch of links here which you can press. Down here it's got the right now box that shows you posts, pages, categories, how many comments you've got, how many approved comments you've got. It also tells you your recent comments that you've got on there, and you can trash them or spam them or approve them if you need to. Also here it's got incoming links. Now this is version 3.7. I think in version 3.8 we will not have incoming links anymore, so you could ignore that for now. We've got plugins here. Now this doesn't show the plugins that you have installed on your website, it only shows you popular plugins, new plugins that have come around. So yeah, you can have a look at that, or you can just get rid of that if it's no use to you really having that on your website. You can get rid of that using screen options. And there's other stuff here, WordPress blog and other WordPress news, which are just little run-of-the-mill things really. Not really, you don't really have to see them on your dashboard, but if you choose to keep up to date with what WordPress is doing, then you can have a look. Even here on the WordPress blog it tells you that WordPress 3.8 is in beta stage right now, so people are on there and testing it. Okay, so let's have a look here. What we have the main menu here, and on the top here we have the toolbar. And the toolbar again is little shortcuts to where we may need to go. Here it's got Howdy, the Design Creative, and this delete cache button. You probably won't have this when you install your website, but with HostGator they automatically install a caching plugin, so you probably won't have this, so don't worry about that. You've got new posts page, so all of this stuff here is just again little shortcuts to where you would want to go. Let's talk about posts really quickly. Now a post is basically like a blog post, and a page is a static page. So for instance, a static page would be your home, about, contact page, meet the team page. These are what you would call pages. So you would create new pages by going to page, add new, and adding all your content there. You would add a title, you would add your content, you would add any media. Media means stuff like images or videos. So if you press the add media button, it will ask you where do you want to upload from, whether it's a URL or whether you want to upload images or videos from your computer. You can do that via this add media button. And as you can see, this little editor bar here where it's got B and I and stuff like that, this is very similar to what you would see in Word or what you would see in an email platform. So it's really easy, really intuitive to use, and once you've added all your information you can choose to publish it straight away, or you can choose to publish it in the future maybe, or maybe this was a post that you did many years ago and you just want to update it on your new website. You can also set it for the past. So posts are more really to do with like rolling content. So for instance, think of your journal as a blog, something that you would keep people informed of. So news would be great as a blog post, and even though we talk about them as blog posts, they don't have to be called blog posts. They can just be called news, they can be called updates, they can be called whatever you want, but this would be information that changes often. Your contact page does not change often, so that's why we call it a static page. Okay, and again, when you add a new post, the how it looks is almost identical to how the page looks, except here we've got post format. So you've got a standard, aside, image, link, quote, status. So I'm not going to go through what all of those ones are because I've only got 4 minutes left and we're not even halfway through yet. But you can have a look at the codex and get more in tune into what a post is and how you can deal with that. So media is just a place where all your media stuff gets stored. So once you upload an image, it automatically goes into your library. This is good if you need to edit an image, for instance, or you need to just get the link, the hyperlink of where that image is. This is great for having a look there and to also see where these images are uploaded to. The next one is comments, which is very self-explanatory, and that just means all the comments that are on your site. And here you can choose to trash them or approve them or spam them. There is this brilliant plugin called Akismet which you can use to auto spam emails which WordPress sees as harmful to your site. Appearance has to do with appearance. So appearance is to do with your themes. A theme is basically a skin for your website. So at the moment, if I have a look at my website now, let's go to visit site. This is what it looks like. Okay, so this is the plain version of, I think this is WordPress 2012, this theme, and you've got WordPress 2013. You can install new themes. If you go out to, I don't know, Theme Forest for instance, and you buy a new theme, you can install it here, or you can have a look at their library of themes. So you can press one of these buttons. Say if you wanted a grey or brown 3-column website, then you can press search, or find themes, and oops, we've gone a bit too fast here, and it can give you a whole list of themes that will that are under what options you've chosen, and you can choose to select, you can install it, you can preview it, and this will change the look of your website. This customize button again is to do with customizing your theme. You can't fully customize it, but you can customize some major things, but you may not be able to change the layout of stuff. Widgets are, okay, what's a widget? A widget is like a spurt of information that you may want to put on the page. So for instance, on the side here we have the menu app at the top, and we've got the content here, and on the side here is what we have as a widget. On the side here we have multiple widgets, and one of the widgets is called recent posts, and that shows a display of all our recent posts, and then we have recent comments, and then we have archives and categories. So a widget is like little excerpts of information that you may want to have in a footer. For instance, you may want to have a list of menus in the footer, you may want to have a list of recent posts in the footer. So widgets are little spurts of information. That's what I like to call them. The menus is to do with the menus that you have on your website. When you automatically make a page, it doesn't automatically make a menu. You have to go in there and make your own menu and assign where that menu will be located depending on the type of theme that you have. So you would go to menus, create a new menu, put all the items that you want in your menu, arrange them how you want them by just dragging and dropping, and then pressing where you would want your menu to go. know, so if you want it to be the primary menu, or if there's other menu locations if there is other menu locations, then that's fine. You can just select that there, and then you would press save. You can edit previous menus. So the menu item, you might want to get quite familiar with that section there. The editor section has really to do, I think that's more an advanced thing, so you may want to have a look at that a little bit later once you've got everything else sussed, but you may not even have to look at that, to be honest. Yeah, so just ignore the editor section for now. Plugins. Now, plugins are like little bits of functionality that you can add to your site easily. So I have this site right now, and I'm thinking, do you know what? I would really like a shop to be attached to this site. Now I can go into plugins and I can add new plugin, or I can search for a new plugin. And for instance, if I put e-commerce and I press search, it will show me a list of all the e-commerce plugins that they have, and all it's a matter of all I need to do really is just install the plugin, and within a few seconds, boom, I've now got a shop attached to my website, and it will pop up with a new menu item. As you can see, it says WooCommerce, and it will pop up with a whole list of different options that I would have to go through to configure the shop, but they will be very easy, so don't get too scared about it. I mean, plugins are just great. Plugins is what drives WordPress. WordPress would be a very boring platform if it didn't have plugins. So anything that you can imagine, there should be a plugin for that. And if you do not find a plugin that you like in WordPress, then there are loads of marketplaces out there that you can have a look on Google to find that you can actually buy some great plugins. I would recommend buying plugins over downloading the free ones, because sometimes the bought plugins they get updated regular. Not to say that the ones that are free, they don't, because they do, but sometimes they come with a better quality because somebody sat there and have worked for a long time to try to get this plugin to be perfect, and you know, they're gonna give you your money's worth. So sometimes the support is great, the updates are regular. You can contact the developer directly and ask him if there's any problems that you may need to help be sorted out. And you know, it's so easy. I would recommend using Code Canyon because I just go to them for everything really. But the WordPress library has so many plugins, so many, and they're amazing. Anything you can think of. If you want a forum, then you can just go type in forum. Just, you know, eat your heart out. Just type in as much as you can and see what you come up with, and play around with them. Obviously on a test site you would want to play around with them and just see how you can get used to the functions of all of these different things and how you can add them to your site. So users is to do with, I know we're running over 10 minutes now, we're in like 13.5 minutes, but it's fine, it's fine. Users is to do with the type of people that you would want to have control in your WordPress site. So for instance, I have logged in as an administrator, which means that I have control over everything. Though I may have somebody who, you know what, I just want this person to write regular posts for me, but I don't want them to look at all the other menu items, and I want to approve all the posts that they make. So they would be able to log in, they would be able to write a post, but I would have to approve it before it goes live. So you can give that person an author or a contributor user role. So it's really good if you have a look through if you have a look through all the user roles. There's even like a screen options button here. Actually that wasn't the one I wanted to press, it was the help button I wanted to press. And this can give you some, on the top right here it says documentation on managing users, description of roles and capabilities. So you would want to have a look at that, or possibly have a look at my other videos, because I'm sure I've talked about them more in depth. about what user roles are, but they're super good for people that are going to have other people managing their site as well. Okay, and you can edit your own profile as well. Okay, so now we're coming to the last section and we're on 15 minutes, so we didn't really get the 10-minute mark, but I hope that you guys have learned a lot of information so far. In the tool section, this here is more to do with importing. I use this mainly for importing and exporting. So if I have a website with WordPress.com and I want to move it to WordPress.org, or if I have a blog with Blogger, or if I have a blog with, I don't know, Tumblr for instance, and I want to grab all the content from there and move it into WordPress, I can do that with the import and export feature. And all they do is they just download a plugin to your WordPress installation. You would need to export all of the information from your Tumblr for instance, and then import it into WordPress. It is simple and as easy as that. The reset button here, you probably won't have this, but because HostGator has installed I think they installed it, or maybe I installed it, but there's a WordPress reset plugin which I use all the time, and that's just to reset everything back to its original settings. You may not necessarily want it, but I kind of use it a lot for test sites that I run. And the last but not least is the settings option. The settings obviously is to do with the main settings to do with your WordPress installation. So here you would change the site title, you would change the main email address if you want to. In the writing section, here again there's a whole list of options that you can go through there. The ones that I probably fiddle around with the most is the permalinks, which is to do with the overall structure of how your URLs are displayed. So if you have a look here, you can see that your URL could be displayed like this, or it could be displayed like this, or you could display it like this with a number at the end. So I usually pick, you can pick date and name, or you can just pick post name. I used to just only pick post name, but date and name seems to work really good if you're doing SEO on your site. It helps a lot if you have numbers in your URL. So yeah, that's about it. I'm sorry that it's taken more than 10 minutes. I totally outdid myself there, but never mind. It's this 18-minute video now. I should change it to learn WordPress in 18 minutes. And that's it really. If you've got any other questions, seriously, have a look at the WordPress Codex, because it has so much information on it, and a lot of people just kind of brush past it because it looks so convoluted, but it really is a lot of help, and it can explain a lot of things much more easier. Not than me, but it can explain a lot of things easier if you need to learn something in particular. So yes, that's about it. I will be posting up more videos. This video I just sort of did it on a whim because somebody was asking me today, how do I do this and how do I do that, and it seemed pretty basic to me, so I just thought I would post this video up. If you've got any ideas of videos or things that you want to learn yourself, please leave a comment in the box below and subscribe and let me know what you would want to learn, and I'll post it up for you. Okay, I'll see you on the other side. Bye.